Greetings. I'm on a Hot Wheels computer. Let's go thrifting. First up is a bit of Goodwill, and there's a lady staring at the wall. Inside the glass case up front, man, that copy of Myst 3 is still there. Somebody buy this thing, it's making me sad. Over in the CDs and whatnot, found some long box PS1 games, a triple play 97 Ridge Racer and Demolition Derby. Unfortunately, they don't have the discs in there, and I already own these anyway, but yeah, still, I wish they had the discs, because they're pretty to look at. Speaking of purdy, look at this thing. This is a Magnavox Astrosonic, made circa 1963 from what I gather. This is a big solid-state radio record player piece of furniture, man, and it's actually got the original instructions in here, which I think is wonderful. I love this kind of vintage documentation, the illustrations that are in here, just the style of the typefaces, everything. What the heck? It's fluffy and it's glowing. It's got colors and it's a dog and yet it's not. Apparently something called a dream light. I am not dreaming of that. Combination cassette deck, record player, radio, and 8-track player. These are always appealing to me just to look at. I do want to get one someday, but not today. Speaking of not, what is this? The amazing box. What's so amazing about it? Oh, I guess it's a thing that you plug into different sewing machines. Ooh, keyboard complete in box. And this is totally not a rip-off of Microsoft's Natural keyboard at all. This is the Ergonomic Keyboard 2. It's the Microsoft Natural in everything but the name and build quality. It seems to be a little cheap, but that's what you get. On the opposite end of the build quality spectrum is this wonderful Toshiba tape deck. Oh, I am hugely attracted to this thing in many ways. Those amazing VU meters at the top, these mechanisms are metal, and that door that looks like it should be metal, but it's actually plastic. Okay, that's a little disappointing, but the rest of it, it looks wonderful. I just want to get one that works though, and Goodwill's an iffy thing like that. Wow, what a pile of junk! And some non-junk, which actually still may be junk depending on who you are. Windows 95 upgrade, a Partition Magic 6.0, good old Print Shop Deluxe, all in the boxes, that's kind of cool. Then there's a Roku XD. It was complete in the box, $5. I wonder if it was dead or something. I don't really ever see these in Goodwill. I don't really ever see this either. This is WinZip 15 Plus. Apparently Corel started selling WinZip later on. I had no idea. Oh my, here's a bunch of Blizzard boxed sets here. I got some battle chests for Warcraft and Diablo and whatnot, but then again, Mortal Kombat for the PC, that just trumps it. It looks to be complete in box, although looking in the inside here, you can see that it is just the Mortal Kombat 2 CD-ROM, which I already have the original and the 2 CD-ROM, but still, don't see this very often. I don't see these either. Battletech, man. Battletech. 2nd edition. Game of Armored Combat. I would have definitely gotten this. I love the artwork and just the whole style of Battletech stuff, but unfortunately it was missing like a ton of stuff, no pieces or anything. Same goes for this copy of City Tech here, as well as Battle Troops. All this FASA stuff in one spot, but all missing the pieces. But then on the bookshelf behind me, I found a couple bookshelf games by Avalon Hill from the early 70s, and actually quite like to get these. Rise and Decline of the Third Reich, as well as Panzer General. And you know what? I am definitely going to get these if the stuff is inside here, even though they're $10. It's a pretty good deal, and yes, everything was inside, and I do want to do a video on these at some point. Done with that Goodwill, moving on to another one, and you know what? I want to step on this rock. I've never done it before. That was exhilarating. And it looks like Easter has already taken a large dump on this Goodwill. That's unfortunate. So too has the Star Wars Hype Machine, which I guess is already dying down, these defective products here. I got Kylo Ren and some create and play kits, and even a BB-8 remote control droid. Actually, I kind of want to get one of these, but I would prefer to have it be complete. Somebody was really unloading all their Star Wars collectibles. Look at this. This is quite a collection here in the auction case. I don't know how much it ended up going for, or if the stuff was even worth anything, but here it is. In the case next to it that you can just buy stuff directly, there was a Sega Genesis in here for $25 with NBA Jam, as well as another Sega Genesis in the back that you can't really see because of my big friggin' face. CD section had a little bit of a surprise though, something called Easy Street, a shopping adventure for MS-DOS. Looks to be some kind of edutainment-y thing, and it's complete in the box for 50 cents. What the heck? Yeah, I'm getting it. I don't care what it is for that cheap. Also found another game, also sort of edutainment-ish by High Tech Expressions. This is Paint Misbehavin', also for MS-DOS on floppy disks for 50 cents. This is awesome. I like kids' programs. I'm getting them. And here's something that I thought was a numpad at first, but no, this is something called the X-Keys SE. This is for recording macros for doing work in various applications. Just a bunch of blank keys. Kind of interesting. Another fascinating little thing here is this General Electric Space Maker Model 7-4270B. It's a little thing that goes underneath your counter and has this really cool horizontal loading tape deck. In fact, I kind of wanted to get it just because of this, but I would rather get a proper dedicated standalone unit. This is just meant for recording messages and listening to the radio and tapes like in your kitchen underneath a cabinet. Oh hey, what is this? Miracle Piano? Nope, it's not, but it's something kind of similar. The Piano Discovery System, the Computer Music Tutor. And I was just intrigued because I saw this up at the top here, the Sound Blaster logo and the old Windows logo. And yeah, it's a tutor piano thing that you plug into your computer. It was missing a bunch of stuff and it's kind of large and bulky, otherwise I might have gotten it just for the oddity of it, but Also fascinating for its computery-ness. Over with the toys, I found this, the Talking WizKid. One of those little computerized toy things to help kids spell stuff. I was really hoping it would work, and check this out.
Insert card.
Oh, it does, and it sounds awesome. It doesn't have any of the little cartridges to go in it, but I'm hoping to find some, so I'm definitely buying this. On to one more Goodwill, because I can. Right inside the front door, and these got my attention immediately with that Willys Jeep right there, as well as just all of these other vintage-looking automobilia things going on. These are Avon cologne and aftershave bottles. They would release all sorts of these kind of things over the 20th century, and I guess that maybe they still do, but this one in particular caught my eye. It is a silver Duesenberg. First production, apparently. For $5, I wasn't going to turn this down. Maybe I've just been watching too much Jay Leno's Garage, but Duesenbergs are cool, and it's so shiny, dude. I just wanted it. Moving along to the glass case at the front of the store, and hey, there's a promising box of goodies. Turns out there was a selection of NES games, as well as some Atari 2600 stuff, and even one thing for the Atari 8-bit. Nothing really interesting, though. There were a couple in here that I ended up getting that weren't too much money and that I didn't already have. I will show those at the end of this video. But it turns out that wasn't the only Atari stuff on offer in the store today. Look at this. This is an Atari Game Center. One of those little containers that was meant to stick your Atari 2600 in, as well as a bunch of games and whatever else. This has a Sears Telegames Light Sixer model in here, which I already have. In fact, I already have all of this stuff inside, but it was really cool to see this. I just don't see this kind of package of Atari stuff at Goodwill very often, or if I do, it's always in the auction case. This was just right out on the floor for $25, so whoever finds this and grabs it is going to get a pretty good little deal. Man, another piece of lust-worthy audio equipment. Tape player, 8-track, radio, very satisfying knobs and switches. A couple of them were broken though, and it was $45, so yeah, I'm going to pass on this one for now, but this is kind of something that I would buy someday. This is something here that I probably wouldn't buy, but I just like the look of it. This is a Selectavision VCR by RCA. I just like the look of this utilitarian industrial thing with the big flat, squarish, rectangular buttons and this really simplistic remote control. When's the last time you saw a remote that simple? Oh hey, this is intriguing. We've got a couple Tandy TRS-80 things here. A tape player for loading software that is in terrible shape, or else I would have gotten it. It's just, ugh. But then there's this. I didn't get this either because it wasn't complete, didn't have the rest of the stuff. But it is a plug-in power, programmable appliance and light controller. Apparently you can control your lights with this thing. I have to see if I can find one complete in box. Oh hey, what's this? We got a Tandy joystick as well? This makes me wish there was a Tandy computer around to go with all this. Wait! What is that? Oh, ho, ho. I've wanted one of these for a long time. A Tandy Color Computer 3, 128K. I don't have any Tandy Cocos whatsoever, and this one's actually in really good shape. Just needs a little bit of cleaning up. And it's only $3! Oh, this is awesome. Alright, so this is what I ended up getting, minus the Talking WizKid thing. I got that, but I forgot to put it in the picture here. But yeah, so this is what we got. We got some software, bookshelf games from Avalon Hill. I just like these things because I'm a dork. I don't know. They're historical and really complex, and nobody ever wants to play one with me. But whatever. Skeet Shoot, Space Shuttle for the Atari 2600, Caveman Games, and Swords and Serpents for the NES. Duesenberg thing, and this Tandy Coco 3, which does work. Tried it out, works beautifully. Still need to just clean it up inside and out. I'll do a video on it sometime. I am so happy to have a Coco. I've wanted to mess with one of these for a long time. They're just fascinating little 8-bit computers that I've never gotten to mess with at all. And I've actually got some software for it, like chess and banking. So I'll have to show that off sometime in a video. Until then, let me show off your stuff that you sent me. You've thrifted yourself. Amazing finds as always, and just keep those coming. I'll put more at the next episode of Thrifts, whenever that may be. And as always, thank you very much for watching.